to improve things here, starting with today's forecast. What about it, Ray?
Some clouds locked in this morning, but the news remains all good. The big blue H is going to be heading east. That's high pressure on the weather map, and that means dry weather in most cases, and in this case it certainly will. Now, we will not get into the sunshine today, at least not bright sunny sky, but you're going to hear a lot of mostly sunny after today until about the weekend. Now, probably going to ruin the weekend, but hey, we're going to get Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all dry and milder weather coming in. Low 50s today, generally cloudy, and then tonight we'll break up the clouds, fall back to freezing, 32 degrees. And here's that sunshine tomorrow, 64. Thursday, mostly sunny, 75. Friday, a few clouds around, and temperatures in the upper 70s before we get some wet weather and cooler weather, especially by the tail end of the weekend. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
All right, Ray, thanks a lot. 41 degrees, pressure is really up there, 30.23. Humidity at 74%. The winds are the west at 4 miles an hour, and we have 41 degrees here at WCLU this morning. Let's go live to the newsroom and News Director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. Last week, there was a threat of school violence at Clovis High School, also referred to as CHS. Now, police said that a picture had been posted on Snapchat showing a person holding a rifle with captions that referred to the school and said the person would be going out with a bang. A 17-year-old male was arrested in connection with that incident. Now, as it goes today, that news story went online and was soon liked and shared on social media. Soon made its way to South Central Kentucky. When someone locally saw the post and the school referred to as CHS, they thought it was Caverna High School. Believing the threat was directed at Caverna, the post was shared locally. Here's Superintendent Cornelius Faulkner.
It spread like wildfire through the community on different Facebook pages, assuming that it was Caverna High School, when all actuality, with the help of the Horse Cave Police, the Cave City Police, Hart County Sheriff's Department, and the Kentucky State Police, it was confirmed that this was a threat in New Mexico at a high school.
Despite the threat was made to Clovis High School, which again is in New Mexico and over 1,100 miles away, Faulkner says as soon as they were made aware of the post depicting a threat, they took immediate action.
Once I receive any kind of information about a possible threat, we take everything serious. So we immediately start the process that we have of contacting the people we need to contact to see if we can't narrow down the individual who could have started it, or the individual who could be having an idea to actually have the threat to the school.
The vast majority of young people are active on social media, and oftentimes that's where these types of threats can start. It's often the first thing officials will turn to when situations like this occur. Faulkner encourages parents to pay attention to what your kids post online and to step in if something doesn't seem right. Now, all types of information can be easily spread online, and that includes false information. Faulkner says when it comes to a school district, school safety and educating the students are the top priorities. When it comes to situations like this one, Faulkner says the spreading of misinformation is a real issue.
It really causes issues. I mean, we spent hours at the school last night, being the police officers, the guidance counselor. We were all at the high school last night from about 7:30 to about 9 o'clock, going through Infinite Campus and some other things to try to narrow down what we thought could possibly be some names or some faces of that matched up with what we saw on the picture. And we had police go actually to some homes like yesterday, knock on some doors, and ask for some folks to bring out their phones to look through their social media and make sure it wasn't them. And but that takes time, and it takes manpower to get those things done. So
again, there was absolutely no threat at Caverna High School, and as situations like this become more common, everyone's urged to make sure a story is absolutely true before you post it, like, or share it. And on Friday, the Hart County Sheriff's Office responded to a complaint of automatic gunfire in the direction of a residence. Travis Pretty, age 22, of Sonora, and 26-year-old Andrew Wade of Hardyville were arrested, charged with wanton endangerment. An AK-47 with a bump stock was seized and taken as evidence. Pretty was lodged in the Hart County Jail on a $5,000 bond. Wade was lodged on a $500 unsecured bond. And just past 9 o'clock Sunday night, the Glasgow Fire Department got the call to respond to a structure fire on Ellison Avenue. When units arrived, they could see heavy flames and smoke coming from one side of the home. After ensuring no one was left inside, the firefighters were able to contain the fire to only one side of the structure. However, heavy smoke and water damage could be seen throughout. No injuries were reported. Glasgow firefighters were on the scene about an hour and 45 minutes. And fake money leads to a real arrest. Glasgow police were called to Walmart after a man tried to pass some counterfeit money. When Officer Wesley Hicks arrived, he spoke with the suspect, James Allen Winters Jr. of Indiana. It was determined that Winters had passed several counterfeit bills at different business locations in Glasgow. He was arrested, charged with possession of a controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia, and criminal possession of a forged instrument. Officer Ryan Starnes assisted Officer Wesley Hicks with the arrest. Right now it is 6:13 a.m. on this Tuesday morning, 41 degrees.
There are exciting things.
Celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
In more local news, both the Cave City Council and Glasgow City Councils met in regular session last night. Tune in at 7 o'clock for those full accounts. And don't forget, today is the ribbon cutting and open house for the Beauticians of the Barrens exhibit at the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center. The Cultural Center is located on West Water Street in downtown Glasgow. The ribbon cutting will begin at 4 p.m. this afternoon. Following 3 consecutive weeks of rising gas prices, West Central Kentucky prices dropped a little over 4 cents to $2.50 a gallon this week, according to AAA East Central's fuel gauge report. Now, on the national front, gas prices have held at their highest price of the year for a week, and motorists are seeing fluctuating prices at the pump from state to state, some jumping as high as 12 cents. According to the EIA's latest weekly report, gas inventories dropped by 1.1 million barrels. Additionally, demand for gas remains robust at about 9.2 million barrels a day, and more in line with demand levels at the same time last year. And when it comes to local averages for 1 gallon of regular unleaded, Horse Cave comes in with the lowest price at $2.39, Brownsville's at $2.55, Munfordville, Bowling Green, Cave City, Edmonton, Park City, Tompkinsville, Smiths Grove, and Glasgow are all at $2.59, and Scottsville comes in with the highest area average at $2.65 for 1 gallon of regular unleaded. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs at 6:17 a.m., 41 degrees.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
Local news time from WCLU is 6:19. We have a temperature reading of 41 degrees. We're going to slowly warm up this week and have nice weather as we get toward the end of the week. In area funeral announcements this hour, Richard Eugene Hawkins passed away Friday at Presbyterian St. Luke's Hospital in Denver, Colorado, after a valiant 3-year battle against cancer. Ricky was a disabled veteran of the U.S. Air Force, a loving believer in Christ who showed kindness and love to whoever encountered him. Ricky graduated from Glasgow High School in 1978. He was an actor, a pilot, and a musician. A devoted son, Ricky never missed a day that he did not speak with his parents. Ricky loved to play the piano for the children's hospitals and nursing homes at Christmas. He is survived by his spouse, J.D. Hamby, his parents, J. Charles and Faye Hawkins of Glasgow, his sister, Tina Atwell, and husband, John, and a niece, Bailey Atwell, all of Glasgow. Graveside services for Richard Eugene Hawkins will be held at 10 o'clock Wednesday morning at the Happy Valley Memorial Gardens. Full military honors provided by the DAV Chapter 20 of Glasgow. Arrangements are under the direction of the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Please consider a memorial contribution to the American Cancer Society in Richard's honor. Robert Abbey, age 63, of Bowling Green, died Sunday at the medical center with family at his side. Robert was a general laborer. He is survived by his wife, Tama Harned Abbey, and a daughter, Nicole Abbey. 2 sons, Jeremy and Robert Abbey. 3 stepsons, Dustin Gregory, Brian, and Eric Knowles. 2 grandchildren, Robert and Justin Abbey. 4 step-grandchildren, Sean Gregory, Nathaniel Cook, Nathan, and Damon Cusick. 2 sisters, Patricia Prophet and Mary Hancock. 3 brothers, Larry and Donald Ashburn and Timothy Abbey. Services for Robert Abbey will be Friday at 1 o'clock at the Hardy & Son Funeral Home, Bowling Green Chapel. Burial on the Fairview Cemetery No. 2. Visitation Friday from 11 until 1 at the funeral home. Aline Lois Bush Ritter, 82, of Glasgow, died Sunday at the Medical Center of Bowling Green. She graduated from Temple Hill High School in 1954. She married the late Willie D. Ritter in 1954, and they lived in Marion, Indiana for many years before retiring and moving back to Glasgow in 1988. Survivors include her daughter, Kimberly Kim Ritter of Glasgow, granddog, Kinsey Grace, her twin sister, Christine Russell, and another sister, Ella Bush. She is also survived by her nieces and nephews, including her twin sisters' children, Deborah Clausen and Michael and Mark Russell, and Donna Link, and her longtime caregiver, Linda Bunch, and other caregivers, and 2 goddaughters, Lisa and Krista Hawkins. Graveside funeral services for Eileen Lois Bush Ritter will be Thursday morning at 11 o'clock at the Lick Branch Cemetery. Following the service, a gathering of family and friends will take place at First United Methodist Church in Glasgow from 1 until 3. Alternate expressions of sympathy can take the form of contributions to the Lick Branch Cemetery or to the General Fund of First United Methodist Church. The A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home is in charge. Lois Ann Wright, age 21, of Glasgow, died Sunday. She was a daughter of Lewis Irvin and Carolyn Pearl Smith Wright. She was a graduate of the 2017 class of Glasgow High School. Besides her parents, she is survived by 3 sisters, Carrie Cummins, Tara Wright, and Sarah Wright, a brother, Michael Smith, 6 nieces and nephews, Courtney, Chris, and Evan Cummins, Valerie, Krista, and Ryan Smith. Service for Lois Ann Wright will be at 11 o'clock Wednesday at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Cave City Cemetery. Visitation will be after 11 o'clock today at the funeral home. Wilson Prophet, age 78, of Glasgow, died Sunday. Wilson was retired from SKF Industries and was a member of the Rolling Hills United Baptist Church. He is survived by his wife, Betty Sue Swords Prophet, a son, Nathan Prophet of Glasgow, 2 daughters, Kim Turner of Cave City and Kelly Long of Glasgow, 4 grandchildren, Brittany Robertson, Whitney Turner, Weston Turner, and Raylan Prophet, 2 great-grandchildren, Layla and Lyra Robertson, 1 brother, Tommy Prophet of Glasgow, and a sister, Marilyn Forbes of Hopkinsville. Services for Wilson Prophet will be at 2 o'clock Wednesday at A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Union No. 1 Cemetery near Fountain Run. Visitation today from 4 until 8 p.m. and Wednesday morning until time for services. Jean Marie Dennis Wheeler Betts, age 83, of Elizabethtown, died Sunday at home, surrounded by her family. She was a homemaker and a farmer and a member of the Rocky Hill Baptist Church. Jean is survived by her husband of 26 years, John Betts, her son Danny Wheeler of Upton, grandson Garrett Wheeler, and wife Julie of E-Town, granddaughter Danetta Wheeler of E-Town, great-granddaughter Ashlyn Wheeler, great-grandsons Carter and Jace Wheeler, all of E-Town. 2 stepchildren, Tracy Hanks and husband Troy, and Keith Betts, all of Louisville. 2 sisters, Thelma Reynolds of Munfordville, Minnie Puckett, and husband Leon of Glendale. Service for Jean Marie Dennis Wheeler Betts will be at 11 o'clock Thursday at Seagull Funeral Home, Burial in the Center Point Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 4 p.m. John Clifton Thomerson, age 79, of Glasgow, died Sunday morning. He was a former owner-operator of Glasgow Auto Sales and attended the Bethel Independent Baptist Church. Survived by his wife of 40 years, Maydell Furlong Thomerson, 2 sons, Mike Thomerson of Glasgow and Tommy Thomerson of Bowling Green, 3 grandchildren, Michael Eric Thomerson, Holly Thomerson, and Adam Chapman, 3 great-grandchildren, Presley Hope Thomerson, Brendan Cooper, and Ella Chapman. Services for John Clifton Thomerson will be at 2 o'clock today at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Old Zion Cemetery. Charles R. Buck Childress, age 63, of Mammoth Cave, died Sunday at his residence. Buck was a construction worker and owner of Buck's, Bullies, and Bassett's. He was a member of the Stockholm United Baptist Church and is survived by his wife, Sandy Childress, 1 son, Scooter Childress of Mammoth Cave, a grandson, Doc Childress of Smith's Grove, 5 brothers, Bootsy Childress of Cub Run, Larry Childress of Alabama, Mouse Childress, Sam Childress, and Proc Childress, all of Cub Run, 3 sisters, Sass Thompson of Mammoth Cave, Jiggy Reese of Glasgow, and Snip Meredith of Bee Spring. Services for Charles R. Buck Childress will be at 11 o'clock Thursday at Stockholm United Baptist Church. Interment is to be in the Stockholm Church Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 2 p.m. at the Patton Funeral Home in Brownsville. Doris Lillian Grider Humphrey, age 84, of Dunkirk, Indiana, formerly of Burkesville, died Friday at Miller's Mary Manor. She is survived by 2 daughters, Carolyn Triplett of Dunkirk and Patty Coleman of Tyler, Minnesota. A sister, Mary Edith Cox of Muncie, Indiana. Several grandchildren and great-grandchildren. A graveside service for Doris Lillian Grider Humphrey will be Thursday afternoon at 2 p.m. at the Dutch Creek Cemetery. The family will receive friends from 11 until 1 Thursday at Norris New Funeral Home. Donations can be made to the Cancer Society or to the Alzheimer's Association. Zula Frances Lucas, age 90, of Bowling Green, died Saturday at Colonial Manor Nursing Facility with family and friends at her side. Zula was a homemaker and a member of the Penn's Chapel Church of Christ. Survivors include a daughter, Rosemary Cowan, 5 sons, David, Darrell, Paul, Philip, and Jeffrey Lucas, 6 grandchildren, Brian and Eric Cowan, Jason, Adam, and Brandon Lucas, and Shannon Chichester, and 5 great-grandchildren, Jacob, David, Lucy, Isaiah, and Lacey Lucas. 1 brother, Melvin Branham. Service for Zula Frances Lucas will be at 11 o'clock Wednesday at the Hardy & Son Bowling Green Chapel, with burial to be in the Penn's Chapel Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 4 p.m. Tisha Nicole Allen, age 25, of Bowling Green, died Saturday due to a vehicle accident. She was an employee of Burger King. Her survivors include her parents, James and Elizabeth Allen Strode, her children, Azara Abrams and Jaden Allen, 2 sisters, Shannon McMillan and Chastity Allen, 1 brother, Terrell Boards. Service for Tisha Nicole Allen will be held at 1 o'clock Thursday at the Hardy & Son Bowling Green Chapel, burial in the Bowling Green Gardens. Visitation begins at 11 o'clock Thursday morning at the funeral home. Services remain incomplete for Bruce Wayne Travis, age 68, of Glasgow, who died Saturday at T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. Arrangements will be under the direction of the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Service for James Franklin Frank Steenbergen, age 78, of Lucas, will be this afternoon at 5:30 at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial will be at the Britt Family Cemetery in Lucas at a later time. Services for Mary Frances Jones, age 83, of Fountain Run, will be today at 2 at the Fountain Run Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Pleasant Home Cemetery. Service for Doris June Hubbard, age 60, of Edmonton, will be today at 1 o'clock at the Butler Funeral Home, with burial to be in the Hubbard Family Cemetery. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Now, of course, remember that, 90% of everything we buy is from China or from other nations, but lots and lots and lots of stuff from China. Electronics, clothes. President Trump manufactures many, if not most, of his products in China. But besides
631 WCLU. I believe what we're going to do next is we're going to check into our weather forecast for today. Ray Stajic says we should be able to enjoy some nice weather here as we approach the weekend, and we're going to kind of let Ray tell you about it here this morning. All right, Ray, now it's your turn.
It's a great run now as high pressure slides east, high equals dry in most cases. And in this case, it certainly is going to mean that, and milder weather and plenty of sunshine. A lot of gray sky around, though, today. So today is kind of the worst and the cloudiest day of the next 4. Mostly cloudy and 53. Tonight we break up the clouds a bit, fall back to 32 degrees, and probably many jackets left at school tomorrow. Well, some. We'll start chilly, so you need one in the morning. And then with sunshine in the afternoon, we're going to get into the mid-60s. And then sunny on Thursday, mid-70s. Friday, partial clouds, upper 70s. We'll stay in the 70s Saturday with afternoon thunderstorms and a little rain around early on Sunday. Highs will be cooler, mid-50s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick on WCLU, your home for local.
Hey, why do you choose the pharmacy you use? Is it because of someone you know, or is it short wait times? Highland Pharmacy has considered all of these things that make your experience at the pharmacy pleasant. With a top-notch staff of pharmacists and techs you know and trust, 2 drive-through windows, and a commitment to not making you sit and wait any longer than necessary, you can see why so many choose Highland Pharmacy, and we invite you to come see us for your next prescription. Highland Pharmacy, just over from the TJ Health Pavilion, 301 Rogers Road. Call 270-629-4300.
All right, let me go back to Ray right there. I was actually doing 2 things at once, which is never a good way for me to get everything done. But the barometer is at 30.23 this morning, showing very much the high pressure that we are under the influence of. And then we are looking at the current conditions. The barometer, as I say, is at 30.23. The winds are out of the southwest at around 7 miles an hour. Humidity at 74%. And we're at 40 degrees from the studios of WCLU this morning.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow.
To rent out the whole building and just to bring your crowd and do whatever that you would like to handle. So what we're going to do is remind you to give the folks out at Ralphie's a call and get situated on your next events. Party, get together, big thing hanging out there at Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. Now let me get the birthday bed up here. Here's a partial list of the birthdays. I got some more and another source here to tell you about, but everything's a little crazy. Let me tell you about the birthdays today. We have John Dubree celebrating today. Andrea Sharpenstein has a birthday. Kenny Harden is celebrating a birthday today, too. We have Janetta McCool. Janetta McCool with a birthday. Denise Bowles. We have Now, I'm not sure on this if it's Jose Howard or Josie Howard. If somebody wants to straighten me out on that, let me know here at WCLU, because I want to say I don't like to mispronounce anybody's name. And then we've got Leroy Deckard, who is turning 79 today, and Leslie Sexton, who is turning 51 today. So I want to be sure and get those folks on there. (651-9149) or 800-956-1023, or online is WCLUradio.com. Yes, we have archives, and yes, we have a lot to talk about here. So we're going to move into the archives and pass along the information here coming up in just a moment on WCLU. But we thank you so much to Ralphie's Fun Center. Ralphie's the place that lets fun continue, even for birthday parties. All right, 6:38. Let me go ahead and shift here to the archives. It's the place that history keeps afloat, because people love the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center. And we're going to be talking about the big events down there today, right after we hear this word from the sponsors of the archives, Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services, and the Tony Hogan Health Clinic.
One of the realities of old man winter is things need repairing. But when spring comes, don't be in a rush to get your agricultural or industrial equipment back up and running. Call Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services today and get those repairs done before spring. And even if you have a smaller operation or you just need some odds and ends for your home repairs, Joseph A. Wade is here to meet those needs as well. Joseph A. Wade is located on Industrial Drive in Glasgow, family owned and operated since 1985, a Right Tool distributor.
You can feel the difference at Tony Hogan Health Clinic. Tony goes above and beyond when it comes to your health care. From opening early at 7:30 to giving his personal number to patients, just in case.
This is Nurse Practitioner Tony Hogan. If you're already a patient, I want to thank you. If you're not, give me an opportunity to show you the difference. I truly care about your health and well-being.
Call me, Mainby, at Tony Hogan Health Clinic, and let's get you set up with an appointment. 651-6707, or come by at the corner of North Race and Cherry Streets in Glasgow.
All right, Raina Jackson has a birthday today. I'm going to put Raina Jackson's name on the birthday list as well.
I think it was Raya.
Ray, okay.
I want to say Raya.
Okay. I'll check it out and see.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. I'm like,
he's already chiming in, Henry.
Well, right. I just don't want to get it wrong.
You know, down at the
why, Mark? You like getting it? Never mind.
At the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center, this is going to be one of the biggest days they've ever had down there. You know, today it is the big grand open house.
It is.
Folks need to just go ahead and get your calendar out, look at it, and say, yeah, here's when I can go. They'll start at 2 o'clock at the Cultural Center, and they'll have a big welcome to the center. Come in there and browse, light refreshments and punch. Then that silent auction is going to start as quick as you get there. You'll be able to walk in and see the items that are up for silent auction. Fundraiser for cost of exhibit construction. You don't have to be there to win the auction, but you got to certainly come and bid.
Right.
And bid accordingly, so that you don't get outbid while you're somewhere else.
Mark, are you going?
Actually, I think...
You've already been?
No, I've got like 5... You know that. I'm trying to pick today. There's a bunch of stuff going on, so I want to be, in 5 places all at once.
The silent auction items from over 20 businesses, from the practical to the beautiful handcrafted items, from restaurant gift cards to original paintings and more. Of course, there is a community ed art show, and Miss Peggy Goodman is going to be down there. She's a local author of children's books covering a variety of themes. There's a book about the museum, another about working together, another about adding a dog to the family, yet another about how one family supports each other as grandma experiences cancer. And then there's one about family reunions and family traditions of food and more. That is just a part of what's going on. Of course, I don't want to leave out Emma Pack and her mama Shayna Pack. They're going to be down there providing music, vocal music from Emma, accompanied by Shayna. That's coming up this afternoon. At about 3:45 is when they'll be there. And then at 4 o'clock, there's going to be the ribbon cutting. And at 5:30, the silent auction closes. And at 6 o'clock, they'll announce the winners of the silent auction. And hopefully we'll have those for you on this very program tomorrow.
Henry, I do have something on a more serious note, actually. There's a young boy who I happen to know his dad, and his dad's named Eric Reed, and he tunes in on occasion on the internet down in Tennessee in Lebanon, and has a church down there called the Journey Church. And his son just had a major brain surgery on Thursday. And we just want to say hi to Caleb, and wish him well as he's recovering. And he's had a rough road to go, and we're all pulling for you here at WCLU. So
Lebanon, Tennessee.
Yep, young guy, young man, Predators fan down, and he's like 10 years old.
Yeah.
And pretty tough situation they've been through. So I just wanted to say hey, Caleb, and hope you're getting well soon.
Have you had brain surgery, Mark?
No, my mom did.
Hope better days are ahead for that youngster down there in Lebanon, Tennessee.
God has been very, very gracious to their family, and very, very challenging to their family. So can't say enough about Eric, and he's an airborne guy, so he's got to be halfway decent. But
no question.
There you go, just halfway.
Well, I don't know if he was an officer or not. So I don't know if he worked for a living or if he had gold bars and shiny boots. But either way, we wish Caleb all the best.
All right. That's history. We have a groundswell of history, with the you can just kind of feel the history oozing out of the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center. South Central Kentucky Cultural Center, right up here.
I don't like that word.
This story was in the Republican 100 years ago. And you think we love history? 100 years ago, you know what we were doing?
What?
Celebrating history.
There you go.
Get this, a special train filled with interesting things that every loyal American will want to see. Hundreds of war relics right from the battlefields. Guns, shells, bombs, shrapnel, helmets, gas masks, trench tools, clothing, curios. Soldiers will be there to demonstrate the use of machine guns and other light ordnances. Speeches by men who have been over there. Martial music and patriotic music. Don't miss it. That was a big deal. Mm-hmm. The special train down there in Cave City. The train coming to Cave City.
Right.
That was 100 years ago, 1918. 1928, this day in history, City Marshal Gene Wooten of Cave City brought in bad man Dick Dennison of Edmonson County a few days ago after arresting him in Cave City, and then had him slated before County Judge Jones on 3 charges: transporting and possessing liquor and carrying concealed deadly weapon. When arrested, Dennison had 5 gallons of liquor and a pair of brass knucks in his possession.
He was an entrepreneur.
That can take you a lot of places. Some liquor with brass knuckles.
Some liquors and brass knuckles sounds like a heck of a weekend.
Sounds like he was prepared for a lot.
Sounds like it.
But anyway, that was the, there's some folks, they try to be creative with the nickname. This guy's nickname was Bad Man.
I mean, that way you know who he was.
Bad Man Dick Dennison. But he was from Edmonson County.
Guarantee he was probably like the other side of the river, not this side.
Fur piece away.
Yeah.
All right. This day in 1938, we've got this information for you. Alice Morris, Glenn Ropp, Carol Ream, Sam Franklin, Glenn Travis, and Gilmore Biggers were in Frankfort Wednesday to see the New York Giants and the Cleveland Indians play ball. How about that? They had a pro baseball game in the state capital, Frankfort. Now, there's a guy named Sam Franklin, the only Republican in the crowd, was the only one who honored Governor Chandler by shaking hands with him.
Well.
Now, that, that's this was in what newspaper was this in? That might explain a few things about this. This was in the Glasgow Republican. So we have that 1938. Everybody's going up there and of course, there's some big-time ball players in there. I know for a fact Mr. Glenn Ropp, Mr. Carroll Ream. I know specifically that they were ball players, and good ones, too. So that was 1938. And the only Republican in the crowd was the one who shook hands with Happy Chandler.
There you go. Political divide.
That's right. Of course, he was just a bit later than that, the baseball commissioner for the entire major league. So he knew what he was doing.
Guess so.
This day in 1948, Tom Simmons, the principal of Allen County High School, and 2 busloads of seniors left Saturday night for a 2-week tour of the northern and eastern states that will include New York City and Washington, D.C.
New York City?
That's right. We think a vast amount of knowledge can be accumulated on trips of this kind. So, hey, Allen County High School going to a 2-week tour. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine being in charge of high school kids headed to New York and Washington?
Absolutely not.
And nonetheless, that's pretty
brave of those adults that went on.
In 1948, headed in that direction.
Did you know those kids were wild?
Yeah, I'm sure they were. But they, what a wonderful opportunity.
Well, yeah.
Wonderful opportunity.
You should have that liquor and those brass knuckles you talked about to go on that trip.
That's leave those at home, will you? Or you won't even get on the bus.
Well.
1958, this story, Dorothy Lee Moore, known to friends as Little Dot, the 13-year-old daughter of Mr. and Miss Clifford Moore of Etoile, was the proud winner in the finals of the talent search contest held at the Plaza Theater this past Saturday. This, of course, is the 1958 archives. Mm-hmm. And she wants to thank everybody who cooperated.
What about those that didn't cooperate?
She recently participated in the Pride of the Volunteer State television program over WSM Nashville, Channel 4. Mm-hmm. They had a Pride of the Volunteer State contest. Anyway, she was, even though she was from Etoile, she was, which is very much a fine Kentucky community, but nonetheless, she went across state lines there and even wowed them down at the Pride of the Volunteer State competition.
Can't beat that.
So anyway, let me check that off right there. And then here's, it's so impressive to see the higher education opportunities that are available to folks here in our community and have been for a long time. Mm-hmm. This story in 1968 in the Republican reads as follows. 37 are enrolled for the Glasgow School for Practical Nursing, representing 15 different counties. Now, what does that say for folks who are interested in furthering their education and having just an excellent opportunity for folks to come here? Of course, healthcare very important, and they just don't make them overnight. You got to study and learn and practice and all that sort of stuff. But in 1968, 37 enrolled, 15 different counties.
If they had an overnight class, I would just assume not see that nurse.
Yeah, that's right. That nurse is, you got a ways to go.
I'm saying.
Nurse. All right. This this day in 1978, this story was in the Glasgow Daily Times. Well-known Temple Hill resident Jack Biggers was fatally injured in a freak accident at the county garage out on Highway 249. So that
what kind of freak accident?
I don't know. Well, I mean, this obviously this fella is related to me. I didn't really know him, but nonetheless, I do remember it had something to do with him being behind a truck that was backing up. If I'm remembering that correctly.
Oh, so they didn't include the details.
Well, I mean, it's just a freak accident,
You can't say freak accident and then not follow that up with what happened.
Well, of course, maybe it's in.
I'm picturing like aliens coming down.
No,
laser beams.
this was something where. Something happened that shouldn't have happened. That's why it was a freak accident. If this had been in 1918, they would have given you all the details.
Exactly. We'd have talked about the scoundrels.
Yeah, that's right. We'd have had all that. But right here we have just the end result.
Yeah, just a freak accident.
1988, yours respectfully, Jesse Stewart. It's a one-man play that the wonderful Jimmy Lowe presented Friday at the Bear River State Park. Jimmy Lowe, very talented, excellent educator, excellent writer, author, artist, you name it, and continuing to be so. But back in 1988, he was doing his one-man Jesse Stewart play. Very impressive. 1998, here we go. The State Department of Transportation says it will not. Now, wait a minute. I'm saying won't and will not together, so I'm going to say them one at a time.
Okay.
The State Department of Transportation says it won't install lights now at the Horse Cave Railroad crossing, where 3 men died last year because there is not enough money. Now, what sort of slap in the face is that?
I mean, they're crazy.
You know, and we're sorry that you guys died.
Yeah,
and if we had the money, we'd put lights there so you wouldn't have.
Wow.
That's 1998. These are not ancient times here.
That's ridiculous, though.
1998, the Horse Cave Railroad crossing.
Tell you what they need to do. They need to work on that red light down there beside Trojan Trail and the bypass.
Yeah.
Or whatever, 31.
You know, there's lots of growth around here, and sometimes...
Lots of growth. You make no growth there, no progress. You just sit there for hours.
Well, I'm talking about the infrastructure. You need to add things, and I think it's going... Well, of course, there's some construction going on down there, so that might be...
No, it's been like that.
Adding to the problem.
It's been like that.
Well, maybe you can... Maybe something's coming up, and we just don't know about it yet.
I'm going to go down there and go live from that intersection.
Yeah. Well, you know...
Then when I get run over...
You'll see the problem, but we'll have enough light for you for sure.
Yeah, there you go. There's enough money for that.
2008, the Munfordville Tourism Commission this day hosted the 7th annual Munfordville Citywide Yard Sale.
I've been to that.
And is it a big deal?
It's a big deal, super big deal.
Yeah, well, you know, they know how to do it right. And in 2008, 10 years ago, this, by the way, was in the Barron County Progress. That's how it happened.
It is.
It's in the archives. Mm-hmm. It's the way that things happen around here.
Yep.
And one of the neat things is that we get to talk to people who know about this, and a lot of folks share a little more information. The rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would have said.
And we're reminded to always be sure we've got our whiskey and brass knucks with us.
That's right. If you are, that's sort of a defense plan.
Well, I mean, he was
brass knucks.
He was an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Small business owner.
But he got reeled in.
I'm saying.
But he probably got out. That's the archives. I'm going to get in here and get some more birthdays online in just a moment, but I do appreciate everybody checking in with us here, and we appreciate the sponsorship of Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services, as well as the sponsorship of the Tony Hogan Health Clinic.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just 4 walls and 4 wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
Are you looking for your dream home, or perhaps dreaming of your first home? Then come see me, Gay Parker, at Citizens First Bank. As a KHC top lender for 2 consecutive years, I specialize in government and conventional home loans. For 37 years, I have helped the homeowners of South Central Kentucky. Now, let me help you. Stop in at our West Cherry branch in Glasgow or apply online at citizensfirstbank.com. Finance your dreams with Citizens First Bank.
Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Uh-oh, it's official. I'm retiring next week.
Well, that's a good thing as long as you've been preparing for it.
But I'm not ready. I kept saying I'll get around to it.
Hello, I'm Anthony Mite, your local Modern Woodman financial representative. Don't be like Miss I'll get around to it. Call me today at 427-6807.
Get to know your local Modern Woodman representative to plan for your financial future and learn about valuable member benefits. Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures. Securities offered through MWA Financial Services, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodman of America.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Donald's.
South Central Bank is a locally owned bank that cares about you and our community, too.
My name's Roger Mercer. My wife and I, Terry, own Southern Kentucky Collision here in Glasgow. It's a collision repair center. We've been dealing with South Central Bank for probably 23, 24 years. They've always been good to us. They're a hometown bank. South Central Bank's been a really big part of our business as far as the growth. They've been there for us when we needed to borrow money to grow, and we appreciate that very much from South Central Bank.
South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Some clouds locked in this morning, but the news remains all good. The Big Blue H is going to be heading east. That's high pressure on the weather map, and that means dry weather in most cases, and in this case it certainly will. Now, we will not get into the sunshine today, at least not bright sunny sky, but you're going to hear a lot of mostly sunny after today until about the weekend. Now, probably going to ruin the weekend, but hey, we're going to get Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all dry and milder weather coming in. Low 50s today, generally cloudy, and then tonight we'll break up the clouds, fall back to freezing, 32 degrees. And here's that sunshine tomorrow, 64. Thursday, mostly sunny, 75. Friday, a few clouds around, and temperatures in the upper 70s before we get some wet weather and cooler weather, especially by the tail end of the weekend. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. It's 40 degrees. We're enjoying every bit of it this morning, and we're going to enjoy it all the way to the weekend. And pressure's already up at 30.23, and the humidity is at 74%. Weather brought to you by South Central Bank. Down at Glasgow Building Supply, they have really been busy this winter season. As cold as it's been, they have really been selling the Eden Pure heaters and the new kerosene heaters at Glasgow Building Supply, ranging in sizes from 10,000 BTU to 23,000 BTU. Got to keep warm, got to have good sources of heat. Come by and check out Jimmy and the staff today at Glasgow Building Supply, 31E Bypass.
A most unusual sale conducted by the Elmore team is this Saturday in Cave City, an almost 5,000 square foot commercial building on the highly traveled South Dixie Highway. But wait, this building is full of antiques, collectibles, guitars, furniture, and tools. The address is 407 South Dixie in Cave City, and it begins at 10 a.m. sharp. This big building is a great new business opportunity, and the contents are unbelievable. Cabinets and shelving, bedroom suite, china cabinets and hutches, books, workout equipment, numerous chairs, tables, record collections, silverware, a gun cabinet, appliances like a refrigerator, freezer, and a GE cook stove, and even the kitchen sink, a 3-bay stainless steel sink. Be there Saturday morning at 10 and see for yourself. 407 South Dixie in Cave City. Conducted by the Elmore Realty and Auction Team. Dakota Ray Elmore, principal broker and auctioneer. Elmore, the auction specialist. View more pictures and a full brochure at elmoreauction.com.
40 degrees, 7 o'clock at WCLU. We're going to play trivia here just in a moment. But let me jump in here and talk about our person of the day. It is Kenny Harden Day on the radio. Now, Kenny Harden has a birthday today. He's a really nice fella, and we want to pat him on the back and let him know he's good as gold from his friends here at WCLU. And a little taste of Texas. Let me go ahead and tell you about a whole big bunch of other folks who are having birthdays today, too. How about Carol and Norad? Alma Crane, we understand Alma Crane is 65 today. Miss Diane Stewart with a birthday. Juanita Anderson. Hunter Ballard. Hunter is 12 today. Dennis Hatcher is 64. And he has the honor of having his brother Wayne call in and wish Dennis Hatcher a happy 64th birthday today. Nice thing to do. How about Miss Sandy Thomas? Very nice gal. We get to talk to her a lot. She calls in a bunch of birthdays. I'm glad that hers is on. Sandy Thomas, happy birthday. Leslie Sexton is 81. I'm sorry, Leslie Sexton is 51. Where did that 8 come from? Leslie Sexton is 51. Leroy Deckard, Mr. Leroy, is 79 today. We have Jose Howard celebrating. It is Denise Bowles having a birthday. Janetta McCool, Randy Turner, Andrea Sharpenstein, and John Dubree. That is the birthday club on this, the 10th day of April. We're ready to hear from you at 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Online is WCLUradio.com.
We're sorry. The party you have dialed.
University scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over
trivia today because we have given away a delicious meal out there. It's the Fish and More dinner, one of everybody's favorites. You can win it today from Long John's A&W just by answering the question 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. You know, if you want a good laugh sometimes, you can turn on Comedy Central, the TV channel Comedy Central. Comedy Central was formed when what two networks combined? You know, Comedy Central today was actually two other networks that combined to make up Comedy Central. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. You know, we can get a good laugh out of it here probably if you can call up and tell me the names of those two networks that used to be separate, but then now they are together in the form of Comedy Central, which has some good stuff on it. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Trivia.
Central, haha.
What now?
Central, haha.
Well, keep thinking about it, okay? Comedy Central is on TV, but it used to be two different channels. Trivia.
The Comedy Channel and Ha.
And that's right. And who is this speaking?
It's Benny Wild.
Benny, now what do you know about comedy, son?
Well, I know a little bit about comedy, but I don't know much about the Comedy Channel.
Well,
I am not a regular viewer.
Well, here's the deal. At one time, there was a Comedy Channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it was HBO that had a channel called Ha, just H-A exclamation point, Ha.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's would lead you to believe it was some type of a comedy channel. But then a little later on, they said, wait a minute. We don't know if both of us are going to make it, so we combined and to form Comedy Central.
Just wasn't enough laughter to go around.
Well, I mean, you know, it's you can't know until you start what you need there. But nonetheless, it was it was interesting days in the development of comedy broadcasting.
And apparently they do pretty well today.
I think they do. It's funny stuff, you know. It's kind of, a lot of it's kind of cutting edge, you know. Got to read the disclaimer before you sit down at the Thanksgiving dinner table and, you know, watch the marathon or something.
That's okay. I'll stick to Andy Griffith.
All right. Well, okay, Benny. You come on up here, and we'll send you out to Long John's, and you can enjoy it, okay? See you later. Bye-bye. Benny Lyle. That's right. It's the Comedy Channel was one. The other one was Ha. They came together and are now the Comedy Central. And that's the way trivia works out today. You just never know what subject matter we're going to jump on and how we're going to spin it. That's why it's fun to tune in and listen to trivia. And, you know, the bottom line is somebody gets, I mean, it's very, very, very seldom that we have a stumper. So somebody's going to enjoy a big dinner from Long John's A&W Fish and More. Thanks to Benny. Thanks to Long John Silver's. And I need to beam another birthday up to Hart County, Kentucky, where Ken Marsh has a birthday today. Ken Marsh celebrating. We're up to date. Let's go to the news.
CBS News Update. President Trump is lashing out over FBI raids on the office, home, and hotel of his personal attorney, Michael Cohen.
It's a disgrace. It's frankly a real disgrace. It's an attack on our country in a true sense. It's an attack on what we all stand for.
CBS's Paula Reed.
Right now, it appears that Mr. Cohen is under investigation by the U.S. Attorney's Office in New York. We know he is also implicated in the larger Russia investigation, but we have no reason to believe that there is a grand jury waiting to charge him anytime soon.
Cohen has been under scrutiny over a $130,000 payment to porn actress Stormy Daniels, who alleges an affair with Mr. Trump a decade ago. CBS News security analyst Ron Hosko.
There are lingering questions here about where money came from. What was the ultimate source of the money? Were they witting, knowing sources, or did the sources not know what they were funding?
CBS
and so I think these are all factual questions.
This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU FM Munfordville, W253BN Glasgow. Services of Royce Radio Incorporated.
50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parish Carpet.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
In Glasgow.
.40 degrees, 712. Round 2 of local news this morning. Let's go live to the newsroom and News Director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. Last week, there was a threat of school violence at Clovis High School, also referred to as CHS. Police had said that a picture had been posted on Snapchat showing a person holding a rifle with captions that referred to the school and said the person would be going out with a bang. A 17-year-old male was arrested in connection with that incident. Now, as it goes today, that news story went online and was soon liked and shared on social media. And before you know it, it made its way to South Central Kentucky. When someone locally saw the post and the school referred to as CHS, they thought it was Caverna High School. Believing there was a threat directed at Caverna High, the post was shared locally. Here's Superintendent Cornelius Faulkner.
It spread like wildfire through the community on different Facebook pages, assuming that it was Caverna High School, when all actuality, with the help of the Horse Cave Police, the Cave City Police, Hart County Sheriff's Department, and the Kentucky State Police, it was confirmed that this was a threat in New Mexico at a high school.
It's going to split off at the base.
Despite the threat that was made at Clovis High School, which is in New Mexico and over 1,100 miles away, Faulkner says that as soon as they were made aware of the post depicting a threat, they took immediate action.
Once I receive any kind of information about a possible threat, we take everything serious. So we immediately start the process that we have of contacting the people we need to contact to see if we can't narrow down the individual who could have started it, or the individual who could be having an idea to actually have the threat to the school.
Now, the vast majority of young people today are active on social media, and oftentimes it's where these types of threats can start. It's often the first thing officials will turn to when situations like this occur. Faulkner encourages parents to pay attention to what your kids post online and to step in if something doesn't seem right. Now, all types of information can be easily spread online. That includes false information. Faulkner says when it comes to his school district, school safety and educating the kids are the top priorities. When it comes to situations like this, Faulkner says the spreading of misinformation is a real issue.
It really causes issues. I mean, we spent hours at the school last night, being the police officers, the guidance counselor. We were all at the high school last night from about 7:30 to about 9 o'clock, going through Infinite Campus and some other things to try to narrow down what we thought could possibly be some names or some faces of that matched up with what we saw on the picture. And we had police go actually to some homes like yesterday, knock on some doors, and ask for some folks to bring out their phones to look through their social media and make sure it wasn't them. And but that takes time, and it takes manpower to get those things done. So.
And again, there was no threat at Caverna High School yesterday. As situations like this become more common, everyone's urged to make sure a story is true before you post it online. And Windstream got called out at last night's Glasgow City Council meeting. Here's Councilmember Wendell Honeycutt.
Months ago, there was a traffic accident on South Green Street that broke a telephone pole off at the base. Councilman Harris and I have both called the electric plant board to complain about the dangerous situation of just leaving a patched pole sitting there. The electric plant board has assured us that they cannot do anything about it because Windstream wires are attached to that light pole, and Windstream has to come move them. This has been going on way too long. Unless they had just fixed it in the past very few days, anybody can go up there and look at it. I would like to know from the city attorney, do we have any recourse against Windstream to force them to fix this dangerous situation? And is there any penalty we can impose on them for failing to do so?
I've been in communication with Windstream within the last couple of days. Finally found a live body to talk to. I'm hoping that that will bear some fruit, but if it does not, there is recourse because that utility pole is within the city's right-of-way. And
I asked Councilman Honeycutt why he thought the pole was such a big deal.
It's going to split off at the base. It's going to shoot across the road. So it's just a dangerous situation, and there's been no movement on it.
Windstream is expected to fix the problem. Glasgow Mayor Dick Doty swore in the police department's newest addition, Officer Michael Bergen. Originally from Grant County, Bergen's a graduate of University of the Cumberlands, and before joining Glasgow Police, he was a parole and probation officer in Bowling Green. Parks and Recreation Director Eddie Furlong said this year's Easter egg hunt was a total success with over 10,000 eggs hidden. Chris Freeman's the director of the 911 Center, and it is National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. Freeman invited everyone to stop by the center and meet the dispatchers and thank them for their work. Being a dispatcher is a tough job, and Freeman said he's got a great group of dispatchers.
Instead of dispatching a fire truck and a police car, a little bit to talk about what a great group of folks that I have there. They're eager to learn. I've challenged them quite a bit since I've been there to get some extra training outside that radio room and do some things moving forward. At first, it was a lot of treating me like Chicken Little, and I keep telling them, like I've told you all, everything that's coming in the next 5 years and how you're 5 to 10 years and you're not ready. We're still training at the state level what we were doing 10 years ago. We're just
Now, looking ahead, Freeman said they'll be moving from an analog system to a digital upgrade. Next generation 911 will be the new norm. Moving to an IP system, this basically gives more platforms for the community to dial 911 and more opportunities for help. Basically, anything that can connect to the internet can also dial 911. Freeman added that new radios will also allow them to talk to more than one unit at a time.
Instead of dispatching a fire truck and a police car and an ambulance separately, we'll be able to key up, tie them all together, talk to them one time. More efficient use of space, more efficient information keeps our responders safer. Everybody knows exactly what they're walking into instead of hearing 3 different stories from the same room.
Freeman said it won't be long before you'll be able to text 911. It's not expensive to have the program, and it is absolutely not a replacement for 911. Text 911 can be used during bad times such as home invasions, active shooters, and for the hearing impaired. Freeman said again, this is National Telecommunicators Week. Freeman invited everyone to stop by the 911 Dispatch Center to meet everyone. Mike Wilson, commander of DAV Chapter 20 of Glasgow, addressed the council about the new Veterans Center that's opening up.
That can also enhance them to use their abilities to create jobs. This office, which is starting out located at 315 South Green Street here in Glasgow, has the potential of expansion in some other ways. This location was chosen due to being adjacent to Next Step, which, as we have already found out, works for the cause of both entities.
Wilson said the transportation for veterans to get medical care is volunteers to transport veterans for medical care are absolutely needed. The council also took a moment to remember former council member Doug Eisenberg. And on Friday, Howard County Sheriff's Office responded to a complaint of automatic gunfire. 22-year-old Travis Pretty and 26-year-old Andrew Wade were both arrested, charged with wanton endangerment. An AK-47 with a bump stock was seized and taken into evidence. Pretty was lodged in the Howard County Jail on a $5,000 bond. Wade on a $500 bond. It's 7:20 a.m. on this Tuesday morning, an even 40 degrees.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
The University Science.
In more local news, fake money leads to real arrests. Glasgow police responded to Walmart after a man had tried to pass counterfeit money. When Officer Wesley Hicks arrived at the scene, he spoke with the suspect, 31-year-old James Allen Winters Jr. of Indiana. Officer Hicks also discovered through further investigation that Winters had attempted to pass counterfeit bills at several other businesses in Glasgow. Winters was arrested, charged with possession of a controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia, and criminal possession of a forged instrument. He was lodged in the Barron County Detention Center. Officer Brian Starnes assisted Officer Wesley Hicks. Following 3 consecutive weeks of rising gas prices, West Central Kentucky prices dropped a little over 4 cents to $2.49 a gallon this week, according to AAA East Central's fuel gauge report. Now, on the national front, gas prices have held at their highest price of the year, $2.66 for 1 week. According to the EIA's latest weekly report, gas inventories dropped by 1.1 million barrels. Additionally, demand for gas remains robust at 9.2 million barrels a day. And when it comes to local averages, for 1 gallon of regular unleaded, Horse Cave comes in with the lowest cost at $2.39. Brownsville's next at $2.55. Munfordville, Cave City, Park City, Smiths Grove, Bowling Green, Edmonton, and Tompkinsville, along with Glasgow, are all at $2.59. And the highest price can be seen in Scottsville, where motorists can expect to pay around $2.65 a gallon. And the Glasgow Fire Department responds to a house fire just past 9 Sunday night. Glasgow Fire Department got the call to respond to a structure fire on Ellison Avenue. When units arrived, they could see heavy flames and smoke coming from one side of the home. After ensuring no one was left inside, firefighters were able to contain the fire to only one side of the structure. However, heavy smoke and water damage could be seen throughout. No injuries were reported. Firefighters were on the scene about an hour and 45 minutes. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs. 7:24 a.m., still 40 degrees.
Scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
C, Equal Housing Lender.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Delisa Chapman. Governor Matt Bevin is vetoing the 2-year operating budget and corresponding tax increase.
This pension bill that was passed does not solve the problem, doesn't even come close to solving the problem. As was pointed out by some who opposed it, they said, well, why should we pass something that only will raise $300 million over the next 20 years if we have a $60 billion problem?
Bevin says legislators did not adequately budget for expenses like Medicaid, corrections, and the Kentucky Wired Broadband Initiative in the budget that passed last week. Some Kentucky teachers are planning a sick-out this Friday as lawmakers return to the Capitol to work. Kentucky law prevents educators from striking. Governor Bevin says that another rally at the Capitol to oppose pension reform would be irresponsible. Louisville police say a suspect who was fatally shot by officers was armed with a screwdriver. A body cam video shows the suspect, 45-year-old Russell Bowman, charging at police. The officers who shot Bowman are Devin Dawes and Matthew Aiden, both 3-year veterans. The Hardin County Sheriff's Office is investigating a homicide.
59-year-old Hans Moeller was fatally shot on his front porch. Moeller's longtime girlfriend found the body when she got home from work Friday evening. The only thing that was missing was Moeller's car. Sheriff John Ward tells WLKY the car was found about a mile from the house.
The car and what is discovered in the car will help provide some of the details.
Sheriff's officers found no forced entry to the home, which is at the end of what Ward called a long driveway off Woolridge Ferry Road. I'm Suzanne Duval.
The U.S. Surgeon General is hoping northern Kentucky residents heed his call to stock up on naloxone. Dr. Jerome Adams spoke yesterday at a naloxone training seminar in Florence about the need for everyone to have a dose of the opioid antidote on hand. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Let's turn to local sports. High school baseball yesterday. The Barron County Trojans defeated Metcalfe County, the final 8-4. LaRue County defeated Hart County 15-2, and Hancock County ousted Edmondson County 14-1. Softball yesterday, Russell County sneaked by Barron County with a final of 9-8. It was Bardstown over Caverna 15-7. The Hart County Lady Raiders ousted Metcalfe County 8-1. Hancock County over Edmondson County's ladies 13-1, and Monroe County over Red Boiling Springs, Tennessee by a final of 15-3. On today's local high school softball schedule, Glasgow plays at Barron County in a 15th district matchup. The first pitch scheduled for 5 o'clock this afternoon. Joe Myers and Bruce Tribune will have live coverage starting at 4:55 on 1490 WCLU and online at playwclu.com. Other softball action this afternoon. Caverna hosts Greene County. Hart County welcomes LaRue County. Metcalfe County entertains Cumberland County, and Monroe County is at home against Allen County, Scottsville. In baseball, Glasgow visits Allen County, Scottsville. Barron County hosts Monroe County. Caverna welcomes LaRue County. Hart County goes to Greene County, and Metcalfe County takes on Russell County. And that's a check of local sports.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Glasgow has a CD with an unheard of rate of 2.32% annual percentage yield. That's right, a 24-month certificate of deposit with a $500 minimum deposit. But it ends April 30th, so get to the People's Bank today and get this CD. Unheard of, 2.32% annual percentage yield on a 24-month certificate of deposit. The People's Bank. Put your money to work.
This check of your local weather from WCLU is brought to you by the People's Bank, working for you.
Hey, Mom. Hello, sweetie. How was school? It was pretty good, Mom. Do we have time to stop somewhere before practice? Maybe. Why? All the kids at school are talking about Mary Ann's Hallmark is closing for good, and they're selling out the store. Oh, honey, we can go some other day. But some other day, all the stuff I want may be gone. They've marked a lot of it down as much as 75% off. Well, like mother, like daughter. Mama loves a good sale.
Mary Ann's Hallmark is going out of business, and you can save as much as 75% on our inventory before we close for good.
It's a great run now as high pressure slides east, high equals dry in most cases. And in this case, it certainly is going to mean that, and milder weather and plenty of sunshine. A lot of gray sky around, though, today. So today is kind of the worst and the cloudiest day of the next 4. Mostly cloudy and 53. Tonight we break up the clouds a bit, fall back to 32 degrees, and probably many jackets left at school tomorrow. Well, some. We'll start chilly, so you need one in the morning. And then with sunshine in the afternoon, we're going to get into the mid-60s. And then sunny on Thursday, mid-70s. Friday, partial clouds, upper 70s. We'll stay in the 70s Saturday with afternoon thunderstorms and a little rain around early on Sunday. Highs will be cooler, mid-50s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. We are waking up with 40 degrees, high pressure under control at 30.23 this morning. The winds have been blowing out of the southwest at about 7 miles an hour. And I noticed in looking at the models here for the later part of the week, we could have some 30-mile-an-hour gusts late on Thursday. But what's going to happen by then is we're going to have some moisture coming in here for the weekend. But we're not talking about that now. 40 degrees.
When the skies are gray and the weather won't cooperate, think of all the great days that lie ahead. And one company can make every day better. Time Savers. Whether you need a little help or a lot, a ride to the grocery store or to the airport, a load of laundry washed or meals prepared, a week of round-the-clock care, or months of a few hours a day, Time Savers is the only service that does it all. I'm Elizabeth Downing, and we have built Time Savers to reflect everything we want for our own families. So chase away the clouds and let Time Savers brighten your days. Call us at 270-792-5703 or go to mytimesaversky.com. That's 270-792-5703 or mytimesaversky.com.
I can't wait to get my tax refund in, because when I do, I'm headed to get this cell phone repaired and load up on all my favorite gadgets and accessories down at Gadget Patchers, located at 199 L. Rogers Wells Boulevard, right across from the TJ Pavilion. Gadget Patchers has a new shipment of fully refurbished cell phones on sale now. And why spend all your refund on a new box computer when I can go down to Gadget Patchers and get a fully refurbished laptop just like new, starting at $99. Everything they sell carries a 90-day guarantee, and if you mention WCLU, they'll give you a 10% off discount on any accessory in the store. Call for a repair quote today at 270-228-0000 or stop in at Gadget Patchers today.
It's fun. It's their middle name, Ralphie's Fun Center. We've got Ken Marsh having a birthday today, John Dubry, Andrea Sharpenstein, Randy Turner, Kenny Harden, Janetta McCool. It is Denise Bowles with a birthday. Jose Howard. Leroy Deckard is 79. Leslie Sexton is 51. Miss Sandy Thomas having a birthday today. Mr. Dennis Hatcher is 64. And his brother Wayne called up and said, hey, wish Dennis a happy 64th birthday. Sure, we can do that. We have Hunter Ballard on the birthday list, and Hunter is 12 today. Juanita Anderson, Diane Stewart, Alma Crane, Alma's 65 today. And Carol Ann Norrod has a birthday today, too. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Online, it's a simple click here, WCLUradio.com. 737.
Shut that window. Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy. But that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
And the gym gives you that to go in and crush your daily goal, but to always be developing a better you. I choose Extreme because of the family atmosphere. Everybody there knows you by name. You always see a friendly face, and that's why I choose Extreme.
So what can excellent facilities, dedicated staff, and a welcoming atmosphere do for you? Head to Extreme Fitness to find out.
Well, the week after spring break is always a busy week around here. Let's get busy and talk about some of the things that you don't want to miss out on. For example, international artist Kelsey Montague is going to be at the Glasgow Middle School tomorrow. Meet and greet, reception, and art unveiling starting at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Tickets are $5. You can get them at the Glasgow Middle School or at the door tomorrow night. Kelsey is an internationally known artist who has painted and drawn murals all over the world. This is a very rare opportunity to meet and mingle with Kelsey and see the unveiling of her design for the school. Call Miss Jennifer Fritsch at jennifer.fritsch@glasgow.kyschools.us. Actually, that's an email address. I didn't say call her on that. But anyway, she'll be happy to respond and to tell you all about that event that is coming up tomorrow. Friday is the deadline to sign up for the Family and Friend Fun Walk. Walk a mile in their shoes, to be held on the 12th. Pre-registration by this Friday the 13th, and that's Saturday, May the 12th when it's going to be. But Friday, April the 13th is a deadline. Join us to stop hunger in our community. Registration fee is $15 for adult students at $10. and a family is $40. And for more information, contact Sonia Davis at area code 606-217-1066. And let's see, again, we'll do one more plug here for the grand open house at the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center. Starts at 2, goes till 6. Going to have an action-packed afternoon. There's going to be book signing by Peggy Goodman, local author of children's books. Community education art show. Going to be a ribbon cutting. I think that ribbon cutting is going to be at 4 o'clock. And then we've got vocal music starting at 3:45 with Emma Pack, accompanied by her mother, Shanna Pack. And then the ribbon cutting at 4, and the winners of the silent auction at 6. I mean, it's going to be a very special afternoon and something interesting to keep up with. So come on down today and celebrate at the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center, the Museum of the Barons.
There are currently... Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones...
Main Street in Glasgow. Mr. Bobby Lee Hurt is up there looking over the front 40.
That's right.
And seeing how it all looks in what appears to be, Bobby Lee, the first of several days of nice days coming forward here. And we need them, don't we?
We most certainly do, Henry. It's about time we had a little spring weather, so hopefully today will be the start.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've had all this interesting little tidbit news about arresting Punxsutawney Phil and all that sort of stuff, but, I mean, he can't really help it. Once it turns nice, we're not even going to remember all that.
We're going to forget it, put it in the past, and look toward the future, sell some cars.
That's right. I want to hear, because I'm falling behind on finding out what all you've got up there that you want to brag about, Bobby Lee, and just brag all you want to, okay?
All right, we're going to brag on some trucks today, Henry,
okay.
4 of them.
All right.
Got a 2010 Toyota Tundra. It's a 4-door, 4-wheel drive, low miles, a one-owner, local trade, and it's priced for $21,900. Okay.
All right. What was the year on that?
2010.
Oh, okay. Boy, what a great price on that. Those are some hard, what do they call them, hard-working trucks, hard-body trucks?
Hard-body trucks and just hard to find, to be honest with you.
Except if you happen to be driving by 621 West Main Street.
That's right. They're hard to find, except we've got one.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, keep going.
Got a 2010 Chevy 1500 model. It's the extended cab. 2-wheel drive. It's a local trade as well, and we've got it priced in to sell just for $13,900. Okay.
So somebody can get an entire truck for $13,900 and a mighty nice truck at that.
That's right. Okay, that's right. All 4 of these trucks are local trades.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is a 2013 GMC.
Yeah.
Extended cab, 4-wheel drive. Low miles as well, and we've got it priced to sell for just at $21,900 for 2013 model.
My goodness, that's that's the dollars and the years don't match up, because that's not a lot of money for such a new truck.
That most certainly, I mean, it's an excellent truck, Henry. You won't find one at a better price. That's for sure.
I'll agree with you, sir.
And next but not least, got a 2014. Ford F-150 extended cab as well. It's 4-wheel drive, loaded, one owner, local, and we've got it priced to sell for just $15,900. Okay.
Hard to believe that you're not talking about any money there at all. I'm talking about, right. It's some money, but compared to what you're getting, it's 4 bargains right there.
All these trucks are in excellent condition, ready to hit the road wherever you want to go, and just come in and take them for a test drive, and if you're looking for a truck, you'll buy one of them. Yeah.
Well, I think that's important because, you get up there and you're not, certainly the last thing you're going to feel at Hurt Auto Sales is pressured.
That's right.
I think you might let somebody stay and say, hey, just turn the lights off when you leave if you're not done looking.
That's right. Whatever it takes.
That's right. That's right. That's how laid back it is.
We want everybody to be happy. That's for sure.
That's right. And, you can also tell Bobby Lee what you might be curious to look for, and I guarantee you, he's got little antennas that'll go up, and he'll go out there, and he'll find just about anything.
We'll get on the prowl, Henry. That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, I was thinking the other day, I wonder if me and you can keep doing this show long enough for Bobby Lee Hurt to sell the first used unmanned car.
What? Time will tell.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, come out to Hurt Auto Sales. You don't even have to test drive it.
That's right. Come on out and just watch it go down the road.
That's right. See if it gets back to where you wanted it to go.
That's
anyway,
right. Program it in.
That's another day's conversation. But let's have the big motto so that we know we're dealing with the actual owner of Hurt Auto Sales.
No pain when you trade with Hurt.
Bobby Lee, thank you so much, and we look forward to hearing some more good information, okay?
Sounds great, Henry. Thank you, and have a nice day.
You too. Bye. Bobby Hurt, Hurt Auto Sales, 621 West Main Street in Glasgow. We are at, what is that, 40 degrees, I think it is. We're going to come right back and try to check in with a little tidbit news here for you on WCLU. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is William Gregg.
You choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
Around the world up the street tidbit news. Mark's going to fill in for Angela here today, and I got a couple of stories here to share with you, Mark.
It's good to be back.
Monroe, Washington is the dateline number one.
Okay.
The city of Monroe, Washington has passed a law prohibiting people from sitting or lying on public sidewalks.
No squatting.
How to enforce that? I don't know. The offense is a misdemeanor. It's enforced between 6 a.m. and 2 a.m.
Well, you arrest them. That's how
with 100. If you're within 100 feet of doorways to public buildings, and you are committing a crime. Offenders could be fined up to $1,000. Could be jailed for 90 days.
Well, then they're really going to be able to, have a place to sit.
That's right. Those against it say it's a violation of human rights, especially with regard to homeless people.
Hey, you can't stand here.
So I guess that's what they're trying to do, is to fix it to where the homeless people can't sit down because they don't have a home to sit in, which seems like a very cruel thing.
Yeah, I kind of, down in Nashville recently, kind of watched a couple of guys get roused out of their spot, and I thought,
Yeah.
It didn't look like anybody was in line for that seat at a particular time in the morning, but anyway. Yeah.
Well, you have to, sometimes you count your blessings, as the song says.
Where was that at?
That's Monroe, Washington.
Monroe, Washington. Well, they get uptight.
Doesn't sound like a large town at all.
Yeah, it's, they must have a sitting on the sidewalk problem.
Yeah, well, so much so they're going to get the law.
It's cold to sit on it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know. I find no comfort in it, really.
Well, I had to do some shots this last weekend for some stuff we're doing, and did some hyperlapse up on the square, and you've got to let it sit for an hour while it does its thing, and I'm just kind of hanging around there, like kind of, I did catch some weird looks. I was just kind of hanging out outside the parking garage over there. I don't know, a little seedy, I guess, maybe.
Well, I
didn't get a ticket, though.
You got to look in the mirror, see, and make sure you don't dress seedy.
Well, I wasn't that day. I had a hat on and some glasses. Maybe that was like, the guy in the front of the bank.
I'm being analytical. This story is to bring closure. I'm glad to report this. The military says the remains of a Navy seaman from Ohio who died in the 1941 attack at Pearl Harbor during World War II have now been identified.
Wow.
The Defense Department says the remains of 25-year-old Navy seaman second class Frank Wood of Jackson, Ohio, are going to be buried Saturday with full military honors in Franklin, North Carolina.
And surely they say how they came about this information.
The Defense Department's POW-MIA accounting agency says Mr. Wood was assigned to the battleship USS Oklahoma, which capsized in the attack by a Japanese aircraft. Mr. Wood's remains were among those considered unidentified and buried in Honolulu in the years that followed. In 2015, crews began exhuming the remains for more analysis. Officials say that DNA analysis and dental comparisons helped identify Mr. Wood's remains. We had a similar story over in Hart County. Over in Edmonson County, when the gentleman's remains were identified and finally got the proper and decent military honor burial.
Well, I think it's a testament to our military that they, you don't leave anybody behind, and they've held out the, looking for these guys' family and their proper burial for what, 70 years.
Yeah. Plus, it's real technology improvement too.
Unreal. The Oklahoma's the one that flipped over on its upside down, and those guys were trapped down there.
Yeah.
It's just I can't imagine.
Yeah, no, you just don't think about it. It's like something you saw in a movie, except it's real.
I asked my grandpa about it before he passed. I said, "Do you remember when Pearl Harbor hit?" And both my grandparents, obviously, they were born in the mid-30s, and clearly, even as children themselves, remembered Roosevelt speaking, and just the horror that everybody was just so shocked.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, I'm glad to get some closure for this
good,
family, the Woods family up in Jackson, Ohio.
That's crazy.
Found this story just because, I don't know, I'm bringing this up because a lot of technology is good, like helping Mr. Woods and his proper burial, but this one is like really weird.
Okay.
Social media can be used for a lot of things.
That's in the news right now.
But
old Zuckerberg, he's getting ready to get fried today, I believe, right?
Up in Canada, there is a motorcycle group called the Manitoba Nomads.
Okay.
They're a chapter gang of the famous Hells Angels.
Right.
But anyway, they heard that some of its members had been turned away from a hotel for wearing their trademark logos.
Right.
And so they were called on to boycott the business.
Okay.
So they obeyed. And on March the 27th, supporters of this group, the Nomads, went to social media, and what they did was they gave bad ratings to the restaurant that they were not allowed in.
The Canadians are just a little, they're friendly people.
Yeah. The Marion Street Eatery is the restaurant inside of the hotel, and so within 24 hours, hundreds of people from outside of Canada posted 1-star reviews on the restaurant's Facebook page.
Well,
reducing its 4.5-star reputation to 3 stars overnight.
This one expectation of violence that I'm going to say that I'm actually happy that didn't happen.
Yeah, well, they said, wait a minute, here. Don't you what? You turn us away because we're bikers?
Well, kind of. I'm thinking. I'm having this image of
We'll fix
Pee Wee Herman dancing on the table with the bikers and we're going to tattoo them.
We'll fix you. We will ruin your restaurant by thousands of people who have never been there putting bad ratings online.
I say we let him go.
Yeah. Anyway, so you see, that's one way to get even, sort of.
Well,
lie, just lie. I'll hurt you. I'll lie.
Well, yeah, that's as bad. Well, I mean, that's the ultimate end-all, be-all anymore of what you could do to a person is, you like unfriend them,
trash them,
give them a bad, like whatever,
and a platform where truth doesn't matter.
Well,
and that's Tidbit News.
No doubt. Goodbye, everybody.
7:56, 40 degrees. Go to Havana.
All right.